Hello and welcome back for another episode of Financial Freedom by 40. In this week's episode, we are back at the coast, making our way down the coast of northern Queensland. We drop in for a visit to Townsville, we get to go out and explore Magnetic Island, and then we visit our first ever rodeo. We are making our way north, so we've just stopped in. This is probably just about as far north as we're going to go. We stopped in here now at, where are we? Taito Wetlands, which are in Ingham. We're going to go into Lucinda shortly. Currently some good fishing spots there, but we thought we'd check this out. There's quite a bit of wildlife here and we can see all the little turtles swimming and the pretty lily pads. So just a quick walk around here and then we'll go check out the information centre, find out a bit more about what's going on in this area and where the good fishing spots are, and hopefully maybe we'll have some luck with our fishing today. We actually ended up giving up and buying fish for dinner. We had fish for dinner last night since we haven't caught any for a while. But this is apparently a good spot near the Hinchinbrook Channel, so we'll try our luck. We're checking out the turtles at this pond a little bit further over from where we were before. And we're wondering if maybe people feed the turtles because you can see them all coming in our direction.
Like 20 at least.
Well, Xavier's counted 60 or thereabouts. And there's fish. Look, there's fish underneath of the turtles too. I reckon people must feed them, and that's why they're all coming. Because look, if you look over there, there's a whole heap more of them swimming towards us. They're like, oh, people, what do they got for us? I wonder what people feed turtles though. Bread? I don't think so, because bread wouldn't be very good for them, I don't think. We've just come to check out the town of Lucinda, and this is the jetty. So we thought you could fish off the jetty, but you can't. The jetty is solely for getting sugar out to ships, and if you look at it there, that's the sugar, I don't know exactly what they're doing, mill processing or something, sugar cane to get it out to the ship. And I don't even know if you can see the ship at the end. It's like a tiny white dot 5.7 kilometers out at the end of that jetty, so we won't be going fishing out there, but we're going to try this jetty here, which is the local fishing jetty, which hopefully will get us out far enough. But how's the scenery? It's pretty beautiful. The tropical mountain ranges around here, it's such a different contrast to what we've been seeing lately. These are all obviously very heavily clad in trees, and it looks a little bit misty. Had a bit more rain now too, actually, coming out towards the coast. So total change of scenery for us from what it's been like inland, but definitely a lot warmer, so we are enjoying the warmer temperatures.
Any luck, Ollie? Any luck?
After chatting to a local, we realised we didn't have our times quite right for fishing off the jetty, so we went around the corner and tried fishing off the beach. Unfortunately, we didn't have any luck once again, but we still had a good time checking out the area around Lucinda. Our next stop on the way down the coast was Townsville, where we went to visit the Museum of Queensland. One of the really cool exhibits there was the HMS Pandora exhibit. This was an old ship that wrecked on the Great Barrier Reef, and they have a life-size replica of the hull in the museum, so that was pretty cool to see. The museum has a whole range of displays, including ones that show you the animals of tropical northern Queensland. They've also got some cool science exhibits that the kids can get hands-on with. We have actually seen so many museums though, we did feel a little bit museumed out. So this one was pretty cool, but it was thankfully free, as we didn't end up spending an awful lot of time here looking around.
What are you guys doing?
We're building the arch. You know it? I've got the other six. You put them in the tin on each of our sides.
Almost there.
Oh, the one got a brain.
Hold it up, Ollie.
I need a tin, brother. Hurry up. I think I'll be the book. Okay, you need the aluminum down. There's only a tin. Put the other tin in. Okay, now we need to go quick. I'm about to fall this way.
Does it hold?
There we go.
Well done.
We ended up spending 4 nights in Townsville exploring the sites and also catching up on some life admin. We had amassed a huge pile of laundry while we had been travelling from the centre out to the coast, and it was time for me to catch up on all of that. In the meantime, Ryan took the boys to the ninja park in Townsville, and they had a great time practicing their ninja skills. We all really enjoyed watching the Ninja Warrior show on TV, and they had some climbing frames and things there that are very similar to the ones on the TV. They even had a warped wall that the boys got to climb up.
Go. Oh, ready. Oh, start it again.
This place is so awesome.
Man, you guys have got to beat the buzzer. Oh! Come on, Ollie, don't let the cheese get the best of you. Go for the cheese. Oh! That's it, swing it. Xavier's turn. Oh, you're going to go that way, Xavier. Good job. Nice work. Love your work. Love your work. Keep it going. There must be burning in those arms now. Go, monkey. Go. Woohoo! Go, Ollie. You're going to let your brother beat you at this one? Oh, look at all those muscles working. Right, start again.
Today we are off exploring Magnetic Island, so on our way into Townsville CBD to catch a ferry out to the island. It's just about a 20-minute ride out from Townsville to Magnetic Island, and it sounds like there's some pretty cool stuff to see out there, some beautiful beaches, places you can snorkel, you can see koalas. We're not too sure about the swimming. We'll see how, it's actually not that tropical today. It's supposed to get up to 27 degrees, but it's quite cool this morning, so we'll see how the water temperature is when we get out there. Well, we've made it over to Magnetic Island now. It's a beautiful day out here. Still hasn't heated up a lot, but there have been people swimming, so hoping that once we get around to the snorkeling spot that the weather's good. This is Horseshoe Bay, so this is the far end of the island. We've got the bus across from where we got off the ferry. Beautiful spot. There's a nice little cafe here and lots of holiday apartments, so I don't think we'll have a swim here. We just thought we'd check it out, and then we're going to head up the hill and go and have a look at the Forts Walk, where apparently we can spot some koalas, so hopefully we'll see some. We haven't seen any koalas in the wild for quite a while. So this is a little shelter here, and it's got the names of all, well, we assume it's a heap of boats that have visited here. So one of them is 5 different boats with the same name, so we're assuming it's the same family that's kept the same name of boats and just changed them every year. But we come around, so Skidmark, they've got 5 different boats. But if we come around here, yeah, there's next Skidmark 5.
13 stitches.
But up here, 13 stitches in the middle there, is from Mercury Bay Boat Club in New Zealand, so from Whitianga, so that's where we often visit for our holidays. So pretty cool to see a Kiwi sailor here visiting this beautiful spot. We've caught the bus up the hill to the Forts Walk, so on the lookout for some koalas in the eucalypt trees. We haven't seen any yet, but there's apparently a population of around 800 koalas here on this island, and we read just on the sign back there they were moved out here due to back in the 1920s they were actually culling koalas on the mainland, and there were concerns as to the population, so they moved a small number of them out here to protect them. Apparently about 8 million koalas were killed on the mainland for the fur industry, so pretty sad to hear that nowadays, especially since the populations are so threatened in our modern world. But man, beautiful view out here though.
Here's the tourist spot that takes you to every single beach on the island. Where?
Nice. Should we keep going? So in amongst the trees here, there are the ruins of old World War II features. So some old buildings. Actually, there's not much left of the buildings. This is a officer's latrine, so there are showers and ablutions and toilet blocks. We just went to another one just further back along the path. That was the women's one. This one's the officers' one, but not much left. But again, just another slice of the World War II history of this area. We've actually noticed also while we've been driving around Townsville and Darwin as well, how many military places there still are, so active military camps, and lots of sort of military vehicles and things going on even now. We saw some Air Force planes as well at one of the stops, so heaps of active military activity still going on around these areas too. What's this? Tucker time. The kitchen.
That must
Should we-
have been an oven.
Should we have a look?
Oven.
Well, there's a few, you can see from the thing here, there's a few rooms. I wonder what that was over there with the wire. This must have been an oven, you're right. Must have been a fire.
There's a glass bottle.
Yeah. Maybe a storeroom, a couple of storerooms. With that marked out there. And this, what do you reckon this is?
Sieve.
I'm not too sure. Maybe some sort of storage? I don't know.
Chicken coop.
It looks too small for a chicken coop. Despite the number of koalas that are apparently living on the island, we did happen to only spot one on the day that we were there. But we did manage to get up nice and close and see this one hanging out in the tree. We're going up to the top here to have a look at the actual fort up the top. You just get a glimpse every now and then. We're just reading about how they constructed it. So they had to drag all this stuff for the fort and the guns that they had up there up this steep hill. So it would have been a pretty mammoth effort back in those days. This is the ammunition store. Don't know if we can see anything in there. Apparently bats live in here now. Can you see any bats? Can't see any. I'm not really brave enough to go in there. Oh, you got to go in there. Can't see any.
I reckon that.
Just be careful because you don't want to frighten them or anything. I don't think there's any in this one. Should we look at the next one?
Yeah, the next one.
Yeah. Any bats in this one? You have a look, those? No bats.
So times can be up to 200 babies.
Making our final way up to the lookout, so almost at the top of Magnetic Island. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a bit steep. Up we go. How's the view?
That's the view.
Yeah? Pretty good view up there? All I can see, it's getting pretty good. Oh wow. Hey, look at that. Whew. What a view. We're at the top, so looking back there towards Townsville. That's the other tower, we just went up over there. See the bay down there, you can walk down there, but we're not going to. Florence Bay. Ship coming in. What a viewing point though. They had their ideas right, hey, about using this as a lookout for the war days. Oh, and that must be
Horseshoe Bay.
Horseshoe Bay down where we were before. Oh, there's that lagoon. You can see it at the side there. Well, this afternoon hasn't exactly gone to plan. We had planned on going snorkeling at a couple of spots, and we haven't even managed to get to the snorkeling spots yet. This is one of the beaches here you can snorkel at. We after we did the Forts Walk, we were trying to catch the bus, but the bus was delayed, so we ended up having to wait about an hour
One of them
for the
had
bus.
become a school bus.
And so by the time we actually got on the bus, we were an hour behind, and then we missed the stop where we had planned to get off. So now we've about 2 hours later, we've come to the beach and the tide's gone out, so we're going to have a look down here and see if there's still a possibility of snorkeling.
We are very jealous for anyone who's had good luck on this island.
We can see just out here somewhere behind these trees
Our instruments are going
is
wild.
the snorkeling buoys that mark the snorkeling trail. So we're still hopeful that maybe we can do it. Well, this is the bay, and we just spoke to some people who came in from the snorkeling trail, and they said that the visibility is terrible, and so it's not really worth going out for a snorkel. It's a long way out to the buoys, which are kind of just out of the, you see this sort of car park down the end of that point, they're out off there. So we are going to give up on our mission of snorkeling on Magnetic Island, and probably make our way back to the ferry and head back to the mainland now. I think we're walking back towards the ferry now. We're gonna head back to the car, but thought while we're walking I'll give you a couple of pointers if anyone is planning on coming out here to Magnetic Island. So you can hire cars out here, and you can take the bus, and so we spoke to the people at the Visitors Information Centre in town, and they said the bus is quite good, and so we thought, oh, we won't bother hiring a car, but probably if we were to come out here again we would hire the car. We found the bus timetable to be a bit confusing. We caught buses that weren't on the timetable, and then buses that were on the timetable weren't there at the time they were supposed to be, and then one of the buses was full and went straight past us, so we weren't able to get on that one. So the bus hasn't been a particularly easy way of getting around. I think we would have probably had a better chance of making the most of our day if we had have just hired a car, and there are a range of cars you could hire from sort of about $80 up to about $150. So I think probably to make the most of the day it is worth hiring a car. And then the snorkeling, I mean, it's been a little bit windy, so I'm not sure if that's affected the snorkeling, but we lugged our snorkeling gear out here and have been carrying around our fins and wetsuits all day, and probably didn't really need to. We probably would have been better off just to have rather taken our togs and just taken a couple of swims. Xavier did take a swim earlier, but yeah, probably wasn't worth it for us lugging our snorkeling gear out here today. But still a cool place to explore. I mean, it was nice to get to see some more koalas again, and we got to spot some, or a koala, and we got to learn a little bit more about the history, and then we saw some rock wallabies as well. So still a pretty place to come to, but yeah, not quite the experience we were expecting, but you get that sometimes. Just got to make the most of it. We're just waiting for the ferry back from Magnetic Island and spotted this sign. It's kind of cool because we've now been to almost all these places. I imagine this is as the crow flies because it's taken us about 3,000 k's to get back from Uluru. But we see that Uluru, Darwin we've been to, Canberra we've been to, we're in Townsville, or we're on Magnetic Island, which is just out of Townsville. Perth we've been to, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. Haven't been to Hobart, so Tasmania was one of the few parts of Australia we didn't get to. So kind of cool though to see it like this. And Airlie Beach, we are going to be off towards Airlie Beach within the next few days, so kind of cool. Now we've seen almost all of Australia, and we haven't made it up to Cairns, the far north of Queensland this time, but we have been to Cairns a couple of times before and up to the Daintree around that area, so not many places we haven't been in Australia. And here's the map of Magnetic Island. So we're waiting for the ferry over here at the moment, and so we just came from Jeffrey Bay, so this is where we were trying to snorkel. We came out here, and then when we did the Forts Walk we caught the bus around here all the way up to here somewhere just above Florence Bay. So the Forts Walk is just in this area up above Florence Bay, and then there's Horseshoe Bay over here where we were first thing this morning. So that's sort of what we've seen of Magnetic Island. You need a four-wheel drive to access this far side over here, and we didn't hire a car obviously, so didn't have a look on that side, but covered quite a bit of it. Oh, and I think this part over here you need a boat. You can only access by boat or by hiking, which we weren't going to do either. We are just arriving at the rodeo grounds. We're going to our first rodeo tonight, so it should be a bit exciting getting to see a rodeo for the first time in ever, but also one of the things we wanted to do while we were in Australia, so not long to go, and we managed to spot this one in Townsville, so here we are. This rodeo is part of a travelling rodeo that has been making its way around Australia. We had hoped to see it a little bit earlier and we didn't quite manage to line our dates up, but it was perfect timing when we were coming through Townsville as the rodeo was running while we were there. It was really fascinating getting to see all of the different types of events and all of the skills of these people on display. So there was cattle lasso, there were these horse barrel races, and towards the end we even got to see the bull riding. There was a Kiwi team also participating in the event, so we got to see a Kiwi cowboy haka. The rodeo ran from about 4 in the afternoon through till about 9:30 at night, and we got to see all different ages participate. So there were some really small kids out there riding horses and lassoing calves, and at the end we got to see the grand finale, which was the bull riding, where you have to try and stay on the bull for 8 seconds. There were only a couple of people who managed to pull it off. All in all, it was a really cool experience to get to see it while we were out in cattle country. We've just arrived in Ayr. Well, we're stopping in Ayr. We've left Townsville and heading south some more. So just arrived in Ayr and we spotted this giant snake on the side of the road just near the Visitors Information Centre. So come to have a look at the big snake sculpture. Some information here to tell us a little bit about what it's all about. It's huge. What do you reckon, Zaves? Pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wonder what kind of snake it is. I'm gonna go have a look at the sign. I don't know, it could be a python. Let's have a look, see what the sign says. It's a totem. It says, plantation park is of great significance to the Juru people who wandered this district for thousands of years before European settlement. Children were born on the banks of the creek, elders were buried here and ceremonies held. Gabula Munda, the snake, is the totem for the Juru tribe, Buri Gubba Nation, and represents sacred, spiritual and cultural significance to the traditional custodians of this area. We're crossing over the Burdekin River. See the remnants of an old bridge down there, and crossing on the current bridge now. And I'm going to assume that that's another sugar mill over there. We've seen heaps of chimneys going through here, which is sugarcane country. So we've just left the little town of Ayr and heading towards the coast. Oh, it must be a sugar plantation because there's all the sugar trains bringing in the cane to be processed. Apparently these sugar mills run 24/7, hey?
Yeah.
Making sugar. They should export, I have to find the information, but millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of sugar every year. We've made it to Bowen, so we've just come to check out the beach area down here. We've been to a couple of beaches already, but it's actually pretty windy. It's pretty protected in here, but looks like there's mangroves around here, so this is probably not a swimming area, probably a croc area. But this is it's a mango. So they produce a lot of mangoes in this area. And there's a giant mango on the highway, which we haven't got that far down the highway yet, but this is the mini mango, and there's apparently a bit of a story that goes behind this, is that the big mango, which we'll see in a few days time, was is a big tourist attraction, as a lot of the other big things are around Australia, but it was stolen overnight as part of a advertising campaign by Nando's when they released some sort of mango product. This is a mini mango that was created as well as, I believe, part of the same campaign. What's the story here? Does it tell us?
Wanted period or live information for the return of Bound's big mango. Oh.
It's hard to read.
In 2014, the large 10-metre mango located at the Bound Information Centre on the Bruce Highway was removed, and Mango Gate was born, I think. Bound tourism and businesses were approached
by Banjo Advertising?
By Banjo, yeah. Go on, then you seem to be able to read it, okay?
Asking if we could lend them our mango for a PR stunt for a client of theirs, Nando's Chicken. Nando's were releasing a new mango and lime product, and they wanted to do a PR stunt with our large mango. Bound Tourism and Business worked with Banjo Advertising and Nando's to organise the removal and hiding of the mango during the night. And then the management of the PR that went crazy around the world the next couple of days. The PR stunt then moved to Melbourne, where Nando's released this smaller 6-metre high replica mango in Federation Square with the launch of their new mango and lime product. And now the mango, the mini mango, the 6-metre mango, has been moved here.
Mum, look. Yeah. Mango feast subjects found. Big banana still in security. Grew with his minions.
Well, we'll have to go see the bigger big mango in a few days' time, or a couple of, maybe tomorrow even. So we're just learning that the Australia movie was actually filmed, or at least part of it was filmed here in Bowen.
We need to see that movie.
Cool.
Bound becomes Darwin. Started in the early more than 2 months before the film crew arrived to transform the Bound front, beach and wharf area into Darwin of the 1940s. Bound streets were layered with hundreds of tons of specially mixed red gravel, and existing buildings were retrofitted with period facades and signage. New and prefabricated buildings were hastily put together, and all signs of modern construction were removed in order to recreate Darwin in the 1940s. The 2-storey Territory Hotel was the centrepiece of the large and detailed set, which included a police station, a full-size outdoor Pearl Theatre, Chinatown and blacksmith, and even a brothel. Initially the scene of Carney's Cattle Co., the current Queensland Transport Building, was later transformed into Defence Headquarters, whilst the cattle yards in front were transformed into the Darwin Army Base. Similarly to the real Darwin during World War II, when the bombing commenced, the set was also destroyed with fires, crates, wrecked vehicles and buildings. Once filming was completed, Bowen was returned to the 21st century over a 4-week period, with only the facade of the police station remaining.
We left Bowen this morning, so we've come through to, we wanted to come through to Ely Beach, but that was fully booked today, so we found a caravan park a little bit out of Ely Beach, and now we've come down to have a look at Hideaway Bay, which is a popular swimming spot. It's there are apparently some snorkeling spots here, but again it is quite windy, so not too sure how we're going to go with the snorkeling today. We didn't have much luck yesterday finding a suitable swimming spot, but this morning we are heading into Ely Beach and we are catching a boat out to Whitehaven Island. So it's apparently really beautiful out there, some of the clearest waters around. It's part of the Whitsunday Island group, so the island we're going to actually is Whitsunday Island. We get to sail out through a bunch of other islands of the Whitsundays. Apparently a really pretty place to visit, so heading to the spot where we can leave the caravan for the day and then get picked up to take the boat out to the island. That's where we're going to leave you for this week. Thank you for tuning in and following along the journey with us. Make sure to come back next week where we're going to share our time out at Whitehaven Beach and exploring around the Whitsunday Islands. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you get our latest episodes, and you can follow along the journey with us on social media on Financial Freedom by Footy.